the starting grid for round 2 here in the D-Max class. Alex Simmons and Ollie Hood on the front row of the grid. Casper Marriott shares the second row with Matthew Plum. On row 3 it's Philip Randall and the leader of the heavies class, Lee Whitney. Row 4 sees Tom Angier alongside Callum O'Donnell, and rounding out the top 10 it's Richard Snow beside Joe Williams. Then it is Will Davison in front of Matt Costin. Then we have beside Barry Weller, Andy Fryer in 14th place. Jacob Lewis lines up beside Angus Tillier on row 8. Row 9 sees Andrew Roughton alongside Gareth Baldwin. And the last man in the D-Max class for this one is Charlie Crostin. Over to the Sodi Kart RT8 category, it's Craig Murchison, the championship leader. On the front row of the grid with Barry Morris, then Ralph Leckie and James Costin sharing row 2. Sam Cole, the new boy, alongside Adam Thomas on the third row. And then we have Murphy Aldridge beside Charlie Fenton. Rounding out the top 10, it's Oliver Bishop alongside Lewis Barton. Just outside the top 10, Emmett Cummings will be beside Doug Willingale, and then we'll have Arnold McCauley in 13th beside Justin Elliott. On row 8 of the grid, it's Benjamin Gregory alongside Oliver Willingale, and then rounding out the field, it's Craig Nunez and Leon McCauley. Let's race! Should be a cracking start in D-Max, and as you can see, as the light is fading, it's going to be very cool and greasy conditions as the drivers make their way through the first couple of corners. Very exciting start, and Matt Plum is trying to make his way up the positions if he can. Whoops-a-daisy! Hang on a minute, that's our camera. Play nice. Lee Whitney's about to lose out to Matt Plum. Plum is going to try and get up the inside and finish off the move at turn 5. That'll do nicely. He manages to stick the landing on that overtake. And here come the Sodis through to the first corner. Now again, these guys have got to play it safe in the first couple of turns on the course, but then they can start to open up the tabs. And as you can see, they're staying well away from our camera on that particular occasion. So Simmons has stretched out a bit of an advantage. He's starting to get away from the rest of the field. We've got Hood versus Marriott battling away for second place. Marriott trying to find a space and an opportunity to get through. It's getting very hectic in the Sodis, as we can see. They're all battling away as they come into turn 10. Whoops-a-daisy! Ollie Bishop getting it very wrong. And McCauley and the rest just about managing to take avoiding action. Very tricky up the inside, though, as McCauley tries to commit to the move. Is he going to be able to finish it off? So Hood versus Marriott continues, but Marriott just can't quite get on the undercut for Hood at any of the corners on the circuit at this particular point in the race. There's still a long way to go, so he has opportunities, he's just got to make it stick. Very close quarters racing. Now Gareth Baldwin is battling away with Richard Newton. They're at the back of the D-Max pack at the moment. Oh, and Ollie Bishop seems to have been given a black and white warning flag. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that manoeuvre was he's been done for, but certainly he has now got the wrath of the stewards. So, Barry Morris is being hunted down for second place by Ralph Leckie in the Sodi Kart RT8 class. Craig Murchison still leading at this moment in time, leader of the standings after a brilliant performance in round 1. But this is going to be very close. Is that the move? Made there by Costin coming through the field. A very exciting run. He is making an absolutely brilliant debut. Top 5 in the grid and charging forward. Now here's Matt Plum charging after the leader of the D-Max Heavies category, Lee Whitney. They get up the inside of a Sodi there. And this is the opportunity. He's got a great exit. Matt Plum should see this up the inside of Whitney at a turn 1. Lovely job. That's the textbook overtake out of the final turn. Nailed there by Plum. And as they come through the chicane, he's already firmly in front. This is going to be a very exciting conclusion. All of these guys putting in a very hard effort to stay in control. And that looks like Tillier about to lose out. Oh, it's very close in turn 4. And squeeze there against the tyres. That could have been very nasty indeed. And he's about to lose another position. Well, that's how easy it is. You lose 1, you lose 2, almost instantaneously. So Ralph Leckie hunting down Craig Murchison. This is a really solid battle, and Cole is in the mix there as well. So is Leckie going to make his bid? He can't quite find the space on Murchison into turn 5. But he gets on the power nice and early, and this could be the opportunity on the inside line. And as they get lapped by a D-Max, that is indeed Leckie in front. He's nailed Murchison, and he's got through into the lead. Nearly loses it as they come out of turn 10. Oh, he was lucky. He almost lost the lead very soon after grabbing it. So a very good run. So Ralph Leckie leads the way. Craig Murchison in second place, and they've only got 3 laps to run. So it looks to me as though Cole has got past Murchison. What a brilliant run from the new boy. Cole has got through past Murchison as well, and that's really going to shake things up in the standings because Cole is actually lapping very quickly indeed. Fenton and Aldridge are having a nice little late battle as they duel over 6th position. Is this going to be Aldridge making his bid to get through? He's running out of time to do it. Out in front, though, in the D-Max category, it looks like it's going to be Simmons who gets the job done. We're just waiting for him to come through after a thrilling night of racing. Oh, and there's still drivers trying to knit their way through. Traffic is tough to get, but Alex Simmons wins. Brilliant result. And he has absolutely marched away from the rest of the field. A convincing victory for Alex Simmons in round 2. A very good performance as the field squabbles through. An absolutely terrific finish. So, Alex Simmons takes the victory. 22 seconds clear of Ollie Hood. Casper Marriott in 3rd from Matthew Plum, Philip Randall and Tom Angier. The top 10 rounded out by Callum O'Donnell, Angus Tillier, Will Davison and Joe Williams. Let's hear from the man who won, who also grabbed the fastest lap as well, with a 1 minute 5.442 on the last lap.
I felt like the kart was perfect for my driving style. Anytime I come up to a Sodi or a D-Max backmarker, they're much nicer than before. I think everybody's learnt from their mistakes from just a learning curve, and everybody's much greater drivers, faster pace, and it was just amazing conditions.
How do you feel going into round 3?
I feel like as long as I've got a confidence, and as long as I feel like I can hold my patience against all the other drivers, because I feel like I drive a bit too aggressively for 40 karts, I feel like I get a good result.
Lee Whitney running well in front of Andy Fryer for the entirety of the race. He takes the win from Barry Weller and Richard Snow, Richard Newton, Jacob Lewis and Gareth Baldwin. And that's going to be a very big extension to his points lead in the D-Max Heavies. In Sodi Kart RT8 Lights, Ralph Leckie taking a brilliant victory, just 1.3 ahead of the new boy Sam Cole. Greg Murchison 3rd from Charlie Fenton and Murphy Aldridge, with Bishop, Costin, Thomas, Barton and Nunez in the top 10. Let's hear from Sam Cole and Ralph Leckie.
I'm very happy with my first race in Super Champs. I started 5th. I didn't get a brilliant start. I dropped down to 7th or 8th, and then just gradually making my way back through the field. And then 3rd place, spun out with a few D-Maxes, and then 1st and 2nd were together, and I was just pushing like crazy, trying to catch him. I caught 2nd, but I didn't quite catch 1st.
And first time in a Sodi RT8 with at least 20 kilos of ballast, did it affect the driving at all?
No, it didn't really. I didn't really notice it. It just felt like normal when I'm at Tamworth, driving without ballast.
Ralph, you were super patient in behind Craig Murchison for long periods of the race. What was your tactic there?
Well, I was just waiting. I was just waiting for a mistake, and then the minute he made that mistake, I was just straight through.
2 points between Murchison and Leckie in the championship. This is going to get interesting. Barry Morris wins in the heavies from Emmett Cummings, Arnold McCauley, and then Elliott, Willingale, McCauley and Douglas Willingale. Sadly, a non-finisher. I'm getting ready for round 3. It's going to be epic as the drivers return to Daytona Milton Keynes for the 3rd round of the Super Champs. Here's the heavy standings. Just 11 points between Barry Morris and Douglas Willingale, with Emmett Cummings and Justin Elliott locked in mortal combat for 3rd position. This season is going to get more and more interesting.